Hey, this is Lace. It's been a long, 24 hours. Very stressful. I'm even in the same clothes. I don't even think I've really eaten. Um, I did a, AML, All My Love Films interview that you guys can check out on YouTube. Um, People do have a real bad stigma on people who use drugs. And I think it's because there's like different versions of people. You got the people who don't care and will do anything and everything and hurt everyone around them. And then you got people who got stuck and didn't know what they were in for. Uh, that's kind of what happened to me. And, I knew nothing about withdrawal or anything like that. And my kids were my life. Um, And it seemed that every time I got clean and did the right thing, there were people, powerful people, who made sure I lost everything because I hurt them in certain ways. Not talking to the cops to get them out of prison, things like that. And they made me suffer for it. And without my kids, I had nothing to live for. So I, get by the only way I kind of knew how, and that was out here, and my life, like I said, is backwards, and my parents weren't really there for me as parents growing up, but they're there for me now, you know, in their own way. Maybe not around, but um, the times that I really, really needed my father to be there. Um, these past 6 months, he was there. Pissed, but he was there. Um, he had seen what happened when the cops put fake warrants on me, and anybody who has family in jail, God bless them. People are dying left and right, badly. My friend's heart exploded in the day room years ago, and that was just off heroin. This isn't heroin. I don't know what this stuff is. But they say there's only about 3% fentanyl in if if there's any fentanyl at all with the trank that's going on out here. So it's killing people coming off of it. I have adversity to subs, so I can't take subs when I go to jail. And when I was in Bucks County, they put me in installation because I have a seizure disorder. Would have me seize out and then come with a cup full of medicine, say narcotics, with Tylenol 3 and Klonopin and Clonidine and Benadryl and Seroquel and um, I think Motrin because migraines or whatever, but all that crushed up, breaking time releases on the ones that had time releases to try and get me to level out, and then would have me do it all over again. Didn't let me shower for 8 days, and I was attacked hours before my hearing. My dad picked me up out of the gutter at Kensington, Allegheny by some girls who found my phone and called him because some guy attacked me and threw me on the side of the road and left me to die. And I had a court hearing hours later, and I wanted my children to see me do the right thing. And when I explained that to the judge, he locked me up. So, and the hearing was for a warrant that never should have existed in the first place. Like I said, I have a seizure disorder, so cops came to the house before the ambulance did, and not even local cops. A narcotics officer showed up, and after he showed up, he decided he was going to take it upon himself to search through everything. And I'm visiting for Father's Day. I live in Kensington. My dad lives in Bucks County. I'm just gonna say that. And he finds an old syringe with nothing in it and a empty dope bag, and said comes to the hospital and threatens me and says, you know, if you don't want charges pressed on you, then you better tell me where you got this from, because I just transferred to narcotics from Kensington. I used to be a narcotics officer in Bucks County. So you're not even a local cop. You're going out of your way to try and make me snitch. If I didn't snitch so that way I could keep my family together with my son's father, what the hell makes you think I'm going to snitch now? So, anyway, um, he ended up putting charges on me like possession, distribution, manufacturing, intent to deliver, to intimidate me. So I just ran from it. Um, you know, I've done a lot of time for things I didn't do. You know, I lost my youngest son because the judge didn't feel like checking the paperwork, and DHS said that it was fake, and it wasn't. And then COVID hit. So that's the kind of luck I have. 2 years later, my dad's going through chemo. My daughter just gets married, and I didn't want my mom to trouble herself to come pick me up. Plus, she's a horrible driver. So I'm walking down Route 13, and I'm finally making about a mile away from the house. I'm at the end of the highway, and a cop does a safety check. Right, and I'm honest with him. I give him my name. You know, I tell him that yes, I do have syringes on me. I'm hypoglycemic, which is a form of diabetes. Um, you know, and that I'm on the needle exchange, even though I know it doesn't apply here. But I wanted to be honest and upfront. You know, at least in Kensington, they appreciate that. I can't say they do that so much down in Bucks County. So he runs my name, and that warrant comes up without even telling me. Just slaps the cuffs on me, starts digging in my pockets. No, doesn't Mirandize me or anything. And I think this was Easter too, actually. And I was like, I haven't seen my daughter since she got married. She's coming with her husband. My mom needs help while my dad's getting chemo. I was like, I'm in Bucks County now. Can't I just turn myself in Monday? Nope. And while digging in my pockets, boom, find some Xanny bars and some dope and some powder. And some of the shit I didn't even know was there. So, but neither here nor there, busted. And I think this is the first time I've actually been busted for something that I could be guilty for. Because every other time it was, you know, my ex beat the shit out of me and then called me and said it was self-defense, and I ended up doing 2 years. You know, a girl smoking crack on the road, slams on the brakes in the rain, my tires are bald, and I fender bender her, and she tells me to drive away and not call 911. The cops pull up, tell her to drive away, and give me a DUI for driving on Topamax, which is a non-narcotic seizure pill. So, anyway, so this would probably be the first thing that you know, yeah, maybe I could I should take credit for it. But I've probably done close to 5 years on things that had nothing to do with me, or that I was not guilty on at all. Um. Anyway, neither here nor there. The cops end up taking me in, and I haven't an adversity to subs. I can't take them, and you know, so I do time for that little weekend, and that was bad. And they were concerned then because they couldn't control me. I went to court to be released and had to go back to the jail because I was in such bad shape for another day. Then this time after the attack, I go for the next hearing, you know, to tell the judge, yes, I got in placement, you know, I'm starting to do the right thing. I'm sorry I'm a bit disheveled. I was attacked. Well, are there drugs in your system? Yeah, I was drugged and attacked. My father, who is a retired Colonel in the Marine Corps, is here to, you know, corroborate my testimony. I just wanted to show up for court so my kids saw me do the right thing. And he goes, oh, well, come back in 2 weeks. So, 2 weeks that I'm in the jail, no change of clothes, no hygiene products. I didn't get a roll of toilet paper for 4 days. I had to use my hand and with no soap. The sink ended up breaking and I was treated like I was in the hole. All my food was thrown in a paper bag, not that I could eat anyway. So I went the first 6, 7 days with no food and maybe a few sips of juice because I only got those little cups of juice that they give you at the meals at the door. And I only have one kidney, so my kidney was failing. And I told them that, and I kept falling over, and I didn't even get to see the primary doctor while I was there. And I'm telling the nurse, I said, my kidney is failing. I have one kidney, and it's failing. She takes a urine test, and she said, okay, so it does look really bad. We'll send it out. And I said, I need to go to the hospital before I really do have to have dialysis. Well, we'll send it out. Da-da-da-da-da. Finally, 8 days later, and mind you, I had just been raped before all this. I convinced one of the guards to let me take a shower in the hole. And I was grateful. Finally, a change of clothes. One of the other guards that had seen me there years ago, because I haven't been in trouble for a long time, I try not to do any wrong. I don't steal. I don't, fight unless I have to fight. So, she came in, she got me blankets and, so I could take like a proper shower, and the inmates helped me out a little bit. And finally, I was able to get a tablet so I could make a phone call and try and get some money on my books because I was withering away between dehydration, the sink not really working, and only getting like a little bit of juice 3 times a day wasn't cutting it. And in my condition, I have to stay hydrated. So I got money on my books, and I ended up, asking the guards if they could just, get me something from the vending and this, that, and the other. At this point, people are making bets on whether I'm going to survive. Because I'm still constantly seizing in and out, falling over, and I'm still not holding food down, and now there's blood coming out of me in places it should not come out. I have the nurse come over to look, and he really doesn't know what to say. Still haven't seen the primary, and this is day 10. And, he goes, well, let me talk to the doctor, and he goes, well, you know what? We're gonna have you try to go again because for all I know that could have been a pepper flake from eating chili at Chow. I don't go to Chow. In isolation with the 24-hour babysitter. What the fuck are you talking about? Chow. I don't eat no chili. You give me the same bologna and cheese sandwich every freaking day and hard-boiled eggs in the morning every freaking morning, and if I'm lucky, some of that blueberry whatever, like, crumb cake. I don't go to Chow, but whatever, fine. Have it your way. And by this point, like, I can barely walk. Finally, the primary comes in, and it's the day before I go to see the judge again. They're trying to hold me up on my shirt. I had taken a second shower in this 2 weeks. So we're down to shower 2 now. So, the primary's freaking out, and the nurse is freaking out. They're like, we got your urinalysis back, your kidney is failing. We need to try to get you to chug down some juice. I said, chug down some juice? I can't hold anything down as it is. And when I could, and I tried telling you that, you didn't listen to me at all. And at the same time, like, I'm finding out that there's other people having the same problem, and this has to do with prime care. There's a girl on the block who's also going through chemo as cancer who's not getting her cancer meds. The girl who's babysitting me, had this horrible pain in her foot and kept telling them, and nothing happened until it was so bad it turned into a bone infection that almost killed her. And I mean, we're talking like countless deaths and medical malpractice. But when I walked out of there, I was in such bad shape. When my dad picked me up, I tried to chug some water, and I went into septic shock. Like, this is the stuff that's happening, and they don't even have the staff. They had the money to build this new female jail, but they don't have the staff to run it. The same guards, and God bless some of them, honestly, and that usually doesn't, come from somebody on the other side of the table, but some of them kept like a cheery, smiley attitude the whole time I was stuck in that damn cell, not allowed out. Always asking how I was doing, even though they were working anywhere from like 12 to 20-hour shifts because there was nobody else there. I mean, nobody to watch their back or anything. Like, what the hell's going on? You don't have an updated handbook? I tried looking in the legal library for a civil suit because of, I mean, that's even in the dark ages, like, you weren't treated the way I was treated. And, I mean, some other people, and just, my prayers go out to anybody who's stuck the way I was, and I just hope that they can find a better way to deal with this addiction problem. I don't know why subs don't work for me anymore, and every doctor says the same thing. Maybe you didn't wait long enough. Well, 6 days wasn't long enough. 2 weeks wasn't long enough. You know what? Find something that can help me that's not methadone where I'm doing the same thing before all that. I mean, I don't know. But somebody needs to investigate that jail. Especially since, even though you crush my pills, I'm still a drug addict. I know what color what should be where. And it was funny a few times, certain colors were missing. Let's just leave it at that. Plus, there's some people who are working there who, let's just say their side jobs are just as bad as the ones of people who are on the corner of my block selling dope right now. Just saying. But for anybody who did listen to this, thank you for your time and have a blessed day. And hey, I need employment income of any kind, so please leave a comment if you know of any kind of work I can get. Thanks, bye.